no way.
Hi everyone, I am Kelsey Nicole Nelson. I flew here from Washington, D.C. where I'm based. So excited to be here with you all today. Actually super excited to hear a lot of you guys are from Chicago. I have family from Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, so it's kind of great to be amongst family.
Can you just tell us some of the best interviews that you had? Like a few different, NFL, NBA players.
Yeah. It's Kobe Bryant. How many of y'all are basketball fans? Raise your hand. How many of y'all like Kobe Bryant? Late, great Kobe Bryant. Yeah, so I had a chance to interview Kobe his last game in D.C. So of course Kobe Bryant went on the farewell tour when he said he was leaving, and of course none of us knew what was going to happen to Kobe. Of course, may he rest in peace. One of the nicest, most genuine guys, even though he was at the top of his game. And for me, when I was a young sports reporter, you know, when you get those big interviews, I think it helps people to respect you more.
So did you know that you always wanted to work in sports? For these people now, who, any of you guys in this room that are interested in working in sports currently, like, did you change your mind, or did you think, like, it's something I always wanted to do? What was your path?
So I didn't want to work in sports. I didn't necessarily know it was going to be. I thought I was going to be a sports lawyer at one point.
Okay.
And then sports reporting I just kind of fell into. People used to say I have the gift of gab, and that I could talk to anybody. And then when I saw that people make money to just talk to athletes, I thought it was really cool. But I was honestly nervous, right? Because, you know, people had told me journalists don't make a lot of money. I don't come from money, so it didn't make sense to me at the time to go into something that didn't make money. Of course, it's opposite now, you know, what I know. So I knew I wanted to do sports. I didn't know if journalism was going to be the way, but I knew if I could get paid to talk, why not do it? And so I just kind of followed it and tried it.
And then what advice would you have for the students in this room kind of discover their passions, how they can profit from their passions and turn them into a career?
Yeah, I think the first thing you have to do is talk greatness into yourself. So I'm a Boys and Girls Club kid. I knew a lot of times when I was growing up, you know, people would always say you're an at-risk youth. You know, what are you going to do when you grow up? You know, what are you going to try to be? And I remember one of my counselors saying, when people call you an at-risk youth, tell them that you're at risk of greatness. And so I think when you're looking at yourself, tell yourself you're great first. And it's so important, and especially since most of us in this room look like each other, we have an extra burden on ourselves. And I think also know your value and worth. Like, there's so many young people now, they'll show me their Instagram followings or their YouTube followings. I'm like, why aren't you making money off that? They're like, oh, I'm just posting for fun. Know your value. Like, get your money early. You can become an influencer now early, make an LLC early, you know the brand of your business. And then number 3, like, know your network. Know your network. So have people in your corner who really do support you, and know your circle will change. So meaning, sometimes when you start to do this, when you start to elevate, not everybody's going to want to see you surpass them. Unfortunately, right? Like, you would like to think everybody wants to see you win. Not everybody wants to see you win. Because not everybody wants to see you win, and that's real. That could be your family, that could be your friends. So I think know the value of who's close to you and who you tell your business to. Right? When I put stuff on social media, I want that to be out there. Stuff that I don't want to be out there is not out there. I have a lot to protect. I told you guys, I'm reporting, I work for different companies and different people. I have students like you guys every morning that I see, right? So I have to protect my own assets, but that again means I need to just make sure the people around me are the best people around me. So really know that, and if there's somebody that's not meant for you, it's okay to remove them.
Just speaking about the value of networking, since we are here at University on a college tour, can you just talk about how college has helped you network and build and expand the people that you know in your career?
So I think with networking in class, like, know that, I always say, if you're ever in a room, somebody should know that you were in that room. Somebody should know your name. I can't tell you how many times, like, I go to a campus or a class and people can't name all their classmates. I can still name the 417 people I graduated with in high school. And that's not a joke. I was yearbook editor, so that's part of the reason why. But I was always networking. So I wanted people to know me. And those are the same people now when they see me. I knew Kelsey Nicole Nelson, and she way back when she was talking about this during her name. By the time I leave and go back to DC, I want to know each and every one of your first and last names. I want to know about you. We're networking, right? So I think that's super important. But again, you guys, I might be covering one of you all in the future, right? Maybe our families know each other. I told you I got family in Chicago. You never know. We have any cousins or I don't know, who knows.
What advice would you give them so they can take full advantage of this opportunity they have right now being on this trip this week?
That's important too, because I think a lot of times, you know, when we think we're the best at something, we think we can't get any better. I can always get better at my craft. I can always get better at my craft. So each and every day, you know, when I went to Georgetown, we had a football coach that said each and every day get 1% better. That's kind of a mindset I live by. So tomorrow I want to be 1% better than I am today. So that means I'm always challenging myself. So I think the biggest thing is challenging yourself, betting on yourself, and having a plan for yourself to get to that point. So everybody in here, what's your name? Keith. So I'm going to follow up with Keith. I want to make sure he's following those steps and those goals.
My question to you, Ms. Nelson. Now, I've seen you in a lot of rooms, and we've crossed. We actually have a mutual friend, Kevin Warren, the president of the Bears.
Yeah.
I know you covered the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're a brand. So when you're in these rooms and when you're back at home, when you're other places, can you explain the importance of ensuring that you represent your brand?
I love this question. So everything I do, I have a podcast. It's called Listening with Keynote. I have a multimedia and communications consulting business. It's called Krypton, Kryptiann. And everything I do, I go by my full name, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. But actually, I can make money off of my name. So anytime people say my name, guess who gets a check? Me. You guys like checks? Yeah. So this is why it's so important to realize that your name is a brand. And whenever people Google me, anything I do comes up. So especially for me, that means whatever I put out there, I have to realize that my employers I'm representing, remember, I work for different companies. So all these different things are part of me. So meaning whenever people want me, and this is why I make sure now that people don't say I'm a reporter or a journalist, I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm a professor, I'm an event speaker, I'm a motivational speaker. All these different things come up. So your brand is everything that you are and who you are, both good and bad. Because I know that whoever looks it up, they're gonna say, I want Kelsey to work for me because, you know, she's this or she's that. You guys are going up on my social media later, right? I want people to know I was here with you guys. It's part of my brand, talking to young people, right? I want them to see that so I can get paid to do that. So all that to say, know the power of your social media now, know everything that's out there on social media is gonna be associated with you, good or bad. And know anytime somebody wants to find out something about you, they're gonna look you up. And that may be or not be the reason why you don't go through that door. So just know.
Well, Miss Kelsey Nicole Nelson, you did a phenomenal job sharing information with all the students here today. And y'all, she came here from DC, all the way from DC to New York. So can we give her? And we appreciate you sharing your story. I know that a lot of students here can resonate. She turned her passion that she had when she was a little girl into a full-blown career. And she also just named, she sings 5 to 10 things. And so you don't just have to silo yourself into one career. If you're interested in music, if you're interested in sports, you might even bridge the two. So just figuring out what that means for you is so important, and this is why you guys are here. And so we just thank her for sharing her story. So thank you guys for having us.